In this session, we will be dealing with a reduced side joint patterns example, where we are going to consider two data sets. One is our posts.xml and the other one is post links.xml. Okay, fine. So, in this session, we will be working with an example on reduced side joint. Over here, I had considered two data sets. One is posts and the other uh, one is post and the other one is post links. We are going to just combine these two data sets. Let us first check with these data sets. Post.xml and postlink.xml. So, as the data set is too bulky, it is taking time to open. Let us wait for a minute. So, here is two data sets, posts as well as post links. If you are going through these data sets, this is a particular record. The highlighted portion is said to be a record. I will just zoom the things in so that it will be more visible. 18, okay, fine, yeah, somewhat better. Okay. We do have certain attributes in this XML file, such as row ID, post type ID, accepted answer ID, creation day of that particular post, score, view count and the body, and last activity date, last edited user ID, title and so on so forth. And at the same time we do have some other things such as answer count, comment count and community owner date, owned date, license, all these things, out of which we will be considering ID, that is row ID. ID we are going to focus on to as a primary key or a foreign key in between these two data sets. In post links we do have row ID as well as certain creation day, post ID and related post IDs and link type ID. These are the attributes which are there. Out of these we will be considering ID from post and post ID from our post links dot XML file. These two are going to be used. Firstly, as per our previous session, we said that we are going to create two mapper classes. One is for posts and the other one is for post links. These are the two mapper classes which we had implemented, and we do have only one reducer class which is running and one driver class. If you are focusing on the driver class, in the driver class everything remains same except instead of normal addition, that is file system input, file input format, instead of the class which we generally use file input format, we use over here multiple inputs, because over here we are having two files as input, one is post and the other one is post link. So, these are the two paths which are going to be acting as an input paths for this particular job, and we do have only one reducer class. Here nothing change. The only change in the driver class is we are going with multiple input paths, and remaining remains the boilerplate code as we had discussed in our previous sessions. And over here we will be invoking the third argument as which particular join you are intended for, whether you are intended for inner join or left outer, right outer, full outer or anti, which type of join you are focusing on. So, these are the things which we are going to deal with in the driver class. Once the driver program is set, then we will move towards the join, that is post mapper. In post mapper, we are creating two variables, one is output key and the output value to set our K2 V2, which is the output of your mapper, and we are transforming the XML into hash map into key and value pairs. This we had dealt in our experiment number 5 in detail. Once the transformation has been done from XML to plain hash map, that is in key value pair, we will be retrieving IDs. We are retrieving IDs from the XML file and we are storing all the IDs in the post ID variable. If post ID is equivalent to null, then return it. If it is not null, then move further with the join operations, where we are setting our post ID to output key, ID to output key, and the value which we are converting into a string, and we are appending P in front of each and every value. This is necessary to have a differentiation between a particular key value pair coming from one data set and key value pair coming from another data set. To have a differentiation between two data sets, we are appending P for our post data set, the entire value, and these output key and output value will be returned to the output collector class through a object of output collector class, that is context. This will be the output of your mapper 1 of posts. If you are going with the post links join mapper, here also the code will be remaining same. Firstly, we will be creating two variables, that is output key and value, and we will be extracting post ID from the post links. As we had referred this in post links, we are going to retrieve this particular attribute value, and this attribute value will be stored in the post ID, and you are going to set that post ID to the key, and coming to value, again you are going to transform the value which is associated with the post ID into string, and you are going to pre append L for our post links. To have a differentiation, it is set to the value post ID to key and the value associated with post ID to the value, and these are going to be returned to the output context, output key and output value. This will be the output for your post links. So, we are dealing with two key value pairs, one key value pair coming from post, the other key value pair coming from post links of join mapper class. These both are going to be passed to post link reducer, where we will be creating two array lists, one for post and the other for post links. Two array lists are going to be created to handle with two key value pairs coming from two various mapper classes. And join type, I am setting it to null because it depends upon what user is intended for. If it is intended for inner, then join type is going to be inner. If it is intended for left outer, then it will be converted into left outer. Once that has been done, you are setting up the configuration for your job over here in the job context, and you are building up the logic, you are clearing up your list post and list post links to clear, as we are going to iterate this over a number of values as well as key value pairs. So, every time you have to clear the array lists which you had created as a variable over here, list post and list post links, this needs to be cleared up. if the 0th character is set to P, then add the string to list post. If 0th character is set to L, then add it to the list post links. Here we are combining the data coming from two different data sets into one. We are merging the things. A plain normal data set we are creating over here by iterating. Once that has been done, we are calling a method named execute join logic. This is the key important point. We are calling or we are invoking execute join logic, where exactly our all join code is residing. If you are going to see, you do have inner join, you do have left outer, you do have right outer, you do have full outer, and you do have anti join 2. All these are the various types of joins. It depends upon which particular join you are going to invoke, and the entire logic is been written in the execute join logic method. In this, what we are going to do is, firstly, if you are going with inner join, if user has typed inner join, then it will check both the list if it is empty or not, and if it is not empty, if both the lists are not empty, then only it will club the things A and B if both are equivalent. If both are not empty and if both are equivalent, then it just joins the things. This is the logic which we adapt in inner join, as we had already gone through what is inner join in our previous session. When you are coming with the left outer join, then left table is, we are going to take all the field elements from the left table, whereas coming focusing on right table, only the elements which matches as well as which are not empty. So, over here we had written two for loops. One, you have to take all elements from list post as it is referred as A, and list post link, it will be invoked only and only when it is not empty. That is the reason why it is A and B. And if else, it if something is there, some element is there in A, but if some element is not there in B, then what happens? We are going to make the element which is not available as null values. In right outer, right side table is going to be taken entirely, and coming to left side table, it should not be null, then only we can adapt the join operations. And if there is a element in B table, left right table, but we are not in right table it is missing, then we are going to merge the things as null, else case. In full outer, every element in A and every element in B comes into picture. Only the thing is, we are going to merge right outer and left outer, and we are going to write up the logic. Whereas in anti join, what is the scenario? Full outer minus inner join. It does means that you are going to iterate from A and you are going to iterate from B, and you are going to perform an XOR operation which does not match with each other. Then only you are going to write that context output, that is A and B, a XOR, simple XOR operation. So, that is it from this session. Thank you.